Hello, I'm David Wilt, and thanks for joining me here today as we do a review of AVEVA Teamwork. This is our fourth video in a series of 4 about use cases. Today's use case is about published equipment, product, and process documentation. It's really the capstone of a lot of the work we've done in the previous 3 videos. We're going to talk about challenges addressed, the impact and potential KPIs, and of course, who benefits from this work. So let's talk about the standards not being accessible at the point of need. That's a problem. The ineffective knowledge and best practice sharing, we need to make sure that happens. And there's the inefficient paper-based data collection and systems. Those are all things that we need to address and make better. Teamwork does that. We can expect that there will be an increased number of documents created and stored. We can improve access quite a bit with QR codes. The speed of getting information now is really quick. And the people who benefit really are those end users. It improves their morale. It makes it extremely easy to get documentation. Once the work in the background is done and the information is created and work instructions and scanning is done, it works great. This flowchart you see here really is the 1, 2, 3 punch of getting that documentation at your fingertips. So as our little blue friend there logs in on his iPad typically, he'll log in, then he can scan where he is at the workstation or a piece of equipment. Works great. Within moments, he can see all the information that matters to him. He can pull it up. He can hold the information that might be contained in a big book all in one spot on his iPad. That's very typical. The scanning of information is from a couple different sources. Comes from the manufacturer many times, comes from engineering, and also, of course, the all-important created on the fly, on the floor, work instructions and troubleshoots, which we covered in some previous videos. We're also going to be showing today a short demo of how this works on the floor. So in a few seconds, we'll pull up the blue screen and we'll have Jeff logging in. Oh, there it is. So he's going to be working today, Jeff and Emma, together. Now, this machine they're working on has only been gone live, we'll say 2 weeks ago. And the OEM dude was there with his buddy, and he was doing the training on the fly. So he only has 2 weeks worth of practice on how to run this machine. So now it's go live day. As you can see, there he is. He has his pad, and he's like, before I get this machine set up, I better verify the procedures and find out the information that's already stored in my Teamwork. So he scans it, he pulls up the case packer, good deal. He checks to see what's been in the factory feed. Anybody else taking any kind of information on this while I was gone on the weekend? Okay. He's like, oh, there's my equipment manual. There's a lockout tagout. Everybody needs that to safely operate the machine for sure. And in the case packer, the full information is available to him, as is all the work instructions. You can see that there's 8 or 10 of them. And he really does care about adjusting the production parameters. When you start a machine, you want to know what the parameters are. He scans the specific piece of equipment, goes around and turns a knob, makes sure things are safe or things are tight and the numbers are correct. He's going to also check and verify every one of those measurements on this 5-inch box, which is what the machine's making today. Most machines can make more than one thing, and a 5-inch box is one of them. You can see all the different millimeters and the sizes that he needs for the widths and the lengths and the infeeds, glue gun, heat, knife height, all the details matter. He goes back to show the structure. Oh, where does this fit into the whole structure? Oh, there's my product right there for my finished good packaging. He wants to make sure this box works proper. He wants to know even the details about cleaning this machine. Again, everything is focused around the machine, the operator, and what he's going to do on that machine. He's like, oh, the troubleshoot's been made already for some of these little details that happen to these boxes, these flimsy 5-inch boxes. They don't have it perfect yet on the setup. So he's going to be adjusting the setup based on what he finds in this troubleshoot. You can see that one tab, it's not working right. It's not closing like it should. Once it runs through the machine, the box should come out as a fully functioning box, able to be stuffed with product. So he's testing it after he's set up his machine, and he's ready to go. So he stops it on the way. He makes sure there's the final adjustments are good so that when he pushes the go button, he'll be able to do the whole thing very soundly. Brings us back to our big picture. As we saw in that machine setup today, our operator was able to log in, scan the QR code, access the information, and put any kind of repairs he needs to that setup so that the boxes are perfect. Thank you for joining me here today. This concludes our Extreme Makeover user case setup. Thank you. My name is David Wilt.